Welcome to the Hormone Hub, your go-to source for the conversations every woman in her 40s and 50s needs to have. I'm your host, Kylie Pinwell, your nutritionist helping you navigate your way through perimenopause, menopause and beyond so you can say goodbye to the endless fatigue, unexplained weight gain, hot flushes, PMS, mood changes and more that come on this hormonal roller coaster. If you missed the memo or think this is only for women of a certain age, ladies, it's time to think again. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my latest episodes, which are released every week. Share it with your friends, your sweaty sisters. The more we talk, the more we help each other. Hello. Welcome back to the Hormone Hub. I am your host, Kylie Pinwell, and today we are talking about 3 surprising ways that you may not have thought about to strengthen your immune system. Now, according to the news, in Australia, New Zealand, we are coming into cold and flu season. Now, for the record, this is something that kind of irks me every time I hear it. Cold and flu is a virus. Cold and flu is not a season, okay? Winter is a season. Summer is a season. But anyway, they are going to keep telling us it's a season, but it's really not. So a healthy body begins with a healthy immune system. You know, we've just lived through hopefully what was a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. So most of us are fairly familiar with the basics of self-care to avoid getting sick. So despite this, you know, COVID, the flu and all the gastro bugs and all the other unwanted, you know, nasty little germs are always coming up with new ways to win. So this means that, you know, the way we support our immune system needs to be an ongoing priority, particularly if we want to continue to experience life doing what we love. So while most infections come, you know, our body has a natural immune defense system. You know, they come, they go after a week or so. As we talked in a previous episode about looking after yourself with long COVID, some of us can now experience ongoing symptoms for months after the initial infection. And anyone with any sort of chronic condition, you know, can also tell you this as well. So it leaves us feeling tired, feeling foggy, feeling run down, you know, and that's no way to live your life. So to combat this, in today's episode, we're going to have a look at 3 different ways you can sort of fortify your immune health and, you know, limit the chances of lingering post-viral symptoms from holding you back to live the life you want to live. Okay, so let's jump into our 3 things. So number 1 is boost your gut bacteria. So look after your gut health. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, we talked about the importance of looking after your digestive health and the role that our microbiome plays in keeping our digestive health and also our mental health happy. Now, it might also surprise you to learn that the gut is also the key to our immune health. So up to 80% of our immune system and our immune defenses lives in our gut. So they're there, they're ready to fight off any sort of ingested nasties, so things that we've inhaled, things that we've ingested, you know, that just don't belong there. Okay, so a healthy immune system helps support that internal network of organs and cells that work really hard to protect us from, you know, different viruses, bacteria, and you know, other sort of nasties that we don't want. So, you know, when we put it simply, a healthy gut microbiome full of beneficial bacteria helps to build that immune function, while, you know, a compromised microbiome can hinder our natural immune responses against infection. So there's lots of things that can reduce our levels of good bacteria, and we'll also have a look at, you know, what we can do to support our good gut bacteria. So if we are, you know, if we've got a diet low in fiber, okay, so if we're eating like a largely processed diet, we're not giving our good gut bugs the food that they need to thrive. So healthy bugs need healthy food. If you think of it, it's really as simple as that. If we are, you know, we feed the good guys fiber, we feed the bad guys sugar, essentially is it in a nutshell. So lots of leafy greens, lots of whole grains, things like broccoli, cauliflower, leeks, oats, onions, those beautiful whole foods are going to feed our good gut bugs. Okay, alcohol can kill off our good gut bugs. I don't think we need to go into why, but yeah, it can definitely impact our microbiome health. Unmanaged stress is another one. So when we are, under a lot of stress sort of ongoing, cortisol and adrenaline sort of almost sensitize our body to inflammation. So this disrupts that gut environment and, compromises, the conditions that our good gut bugs need to flourish. A lack of exercise can impact our immune system and our gut health. Overuse of antibiotics. So, antibiotics are great because they come in and they target the bad bacteria that we want to kill off, 100%. Antibiotics are good for that purpose, but it's also good to keep in mind that that loss of beneficial bacteria every time we take antibiotics makes us more susceptible to future infections. So it's just something that, is good to be mindful of. So taking diet into exercise, moving your body, managing your stress, all the things that I talk about all the time are going to help your gut health, and that in turn is going to help support your immune health as well. This Hormone Hub episode is sponsored by The Well-Balanced Woman. If you've been on a hormonal roller coaster, feeling bloated, your digestion isn't the best, and you're sick and tired of feeling lethargic with your weight creeping up, then this is the right program for you. I'm right there with you across the 12 weeks to hold your hand, and I'll give you a loving kick up the bum if you need it. The Well-Balanced Woman is your personalised 4-phase program created to help you regain your energy, balance your hormones and fire up your metabolism so you get the results you're after. The link with all the details is on our show notes or over at kyliepinwell.com/wellbalancedwoman. Okay, so the second thing we can do to help support our immune system and support that immune response is to build up our reserves of immune-enhancing nutrients. So when our immune cells are, we get a virus, we get a bug, we get, something in our body, our immune cells are there waiting to go into battle, to combat and overcome that virus or overcome that bug. And their potential for success comes from having, enough nutritional support. Okay, so specifically, we're looking at a combination of zinc, of vitamin C, of vitamin D, along with regular protein. And this can make all the difference between an immune army that can barely make it through boot camp versus our whole immune squad that comes in and gets the job done. Okay, so we want to, include things like citrus fruits, include things like ginger, turmeric, garlic into our diet. A lot of these have got antimicrobial properties, antiviral properties, so they help support our immune system. Probiotics are a great one because, again, they're giving our supporting our gut bugs. And also, too, you don't need to get it from a pill necessarily. So include, a good range of natural full-fat yogurt, kefir, fermented foods like miso paste, sauerkraut, kimchi, tempeh are all, give us the nutrients that we need. Leafy greens, cannot talk enough about leafy greens. So they work as though that prebiotic fiber to feed those good gut bugs and promote the growth of good, healthy bacteria. Manuka honey, again, shows beneficial. It's antiviral, antimicrobial, and can support a healthy, immune system. So a great way or a really easy way to sort of support our immune system or at that first sign of, cold and flu is, lots of fluids, a pot of hot water with lemon, ginger, garlic you can put in there, a little bit of manuka honey, a little bit of turmeric, is all going to help give our body what it needs and support that immune system. There's a reason why we sort of, talk about chicken noodle soup or chicken soup when we get sick. So again, sipping on that chicken soup, it's anti-inflammatory, gives us, beautiful vitamin A, vitamin C, zinc as well. So getting out in the sunshine, getting some vitamin D, is really beneficial as well. Now, the third thing that you may not have thought about to strengthen your immune system, strengthen your recovery time, is be kind to yourself. Okay, so we all grew up with the codral cold and flu, soldier on, you'll be fine. And as women, we do scoff at man flu, let's face it. But I think actually the guys are onto something. Sometimes when we need to, put our life on hold so we can recover, we're just not used to doing that. But when we sort of give ourselves that recovery time following a viral infection or at the onset of an infection, it can really help our recovery. So, organising time off work and time off, doing all the household stuff wherever you can. Making enough time to relax and expend as little energy as possible. It is okay if you are sick to sit on the lounge and watch Netflix. Okay, you have my permission. Set boundaries, and so you're not overextending yourself. Put your hand up and say, I don't feel well. I can't do that. I don't feel well. No is a complete sentence. Remember that. Just no, not doing it. Think about how you can make your life easier. Can you get your groceries online instead of going to the shops? Can you delegate household chores to your partner and to your children? Are you getting enough sleep at night? Okay, so all of these things can help your recovery time. They can help sort of support your immune system against, future threats, and giving yourself the time to recover is key. So think of it, slow and steady will always win out. All right, so I hope that helps. And here's to a happy, healthy, cold and flu-free winter, winter is a season. Cold and flu is not. All right, everyone. I hope that helped, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you next week. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. You can head on over to the show notes at kyliepinwell.com/podcast, where you'll find all the links, and I have a little bonus surprise waiting for you. Before we go, it would mean the world to me if you head on over to your favourite podcasts channel, subscribe and leave a review. Make sure to screenshot it, DM it to me so I can thank you personally. Then stay tuned for next week's episode. Can't wait to see you there.